Hi, Dave Andrews here with episode 5 of Things You Didn't Know About Dave. Now, I was always into radio. In fact, I bought my first radio when I was in 4th grade at a yard sale. Used to listen to it every night. I used to listen to a radio show called Dr. Demento on the weekends. That's where Weird Al got his start. You can even check it out today, probably on YouTube or something like that. But Dr. Demento, loved his radio show. Grew up listening to all kinds of music, and then really got into seeing some bands when I was a teenager and got a little bit older. In fact, I've seen about 90 different bands in concert. People always ask, well, what's your favorite concert? One of my first concerts was probably one of my best. It was Genesis, the Abacab Tour, Philadelphia Spectrum, 9th row on the floor seats. Incredible show. What more incredible is how we got the tickets. We camped out overnight on the sidewalk of the Spectrum, waited for the box office to open. Philadelphia Phillies were playing the World Series next door. We went through and we got to watch the World Series through the fence. We're watching the World Series through the fence. Someone knocked off a gallon jar of mustard from 3 stories high, came down, shattered right next to us, just splattered us with mustard, and we spent the whole night sleeping out on the sidewalk, covered in mustard, waiting for the box office to open so we could buy our Genesis tickets. We saw them on Thanksgiving night. I think it was 1980 on the Genesis Abacab Tour. Got to see him 2 more times, and got to see Phil Collins 4 times in concert since then. Love some Phil Collins and Genesis. Seen Starship, 38 Special together. 38 Special, one of the best bass solos you've ever seen. Went to the Who farewell tour, actually their first farewell tour. JFK Stadium, Philadelphia, PA. 90,000 people. It was 95 degrees. The stadium floor was packed outside. They were spraying everyone down with fire hoses. And all day long, they just kept passing people over their heads, throwing them over the wall in front of the stage. And they just had an assembly line taking these passed out people to the back, to the medical tent in the back. It was quite an incredible sight. Helicopters flying over, filming the whole thing. It was just what a day. Got to see John Denver a couple of times in concert. That was a big deal as well. Got to see Asia twice in concert with Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, who had a revolving drum set. He actually played the drums upside down as it spun around. It was really incredible. Got to see Bad Company, Damn Yankees, Crosby, Stills and Nash, along with also saw Robert Plant and Jimmy Page together in concert. That was a great show. Got to see Blues Travel, probably the loudest concert I've ever been to. Got to see the Bare Naked Ladies. Got to meet them, have some lunch with those. Then before the concert, that was a lot of fun. Yes, Kansas Sticks, REO Speedwagon, but Aerosmith was one of the best concerts as well. They played Blockbuster Pavilion. They had a stage, of course, the main stage. They set up another stage out in the grass. That's where we were, right in front of that stage. They came out and played a whole Toys of the Attic set out on that stage in the grass right in front of us. Just an amazing day there with that. Got to see Edwin McCain down at the Oakboro Music Hall. Front row seats for that show. That was a great show. Got to see plenty of new bands like Lifehouse, 3 Days Grace, Jim Blossom, Spin Doctors, all kinds of new bands as well. Def Leppard, seen them 3 times. Eddie Money in concert. Evanescence and Seether, plus Fleetwood Mac with Stevie Nicks. Got to see them. Sister Hazel, the New York Philharmonic, and even a heavy metal band. Got to go to a Metallica show. That was quite an event as well. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Even went out to Napa Valley to see 10 bands in concert in a movie theater, which included Lenny Kravitz, just 4 rows away from Lenny there when he performed. If you ever get to go see Train, now there's a good show. We got to see them maybe 2 or 3 times, I think I've seen Train. Put it on an incredible show, along with Maroon 5. Got to see them a couple times as well. One of my favorites, of course, Kelly Clarkson. Put on a fantastic show. Kid Rock, ZZ Top, and Uncle Kracker all performed together. Wish I could tell you about that if I could remember a little bit more. Poison and Jackal, we had 3rd row seats for Jackal, and that's quite a show when he rips up the chainsaw and starts sawing up stuff on stage. Got to see Robert Smith and The Cure, even one of the remaining members of the Guess Who, as the Guess Who were touring recently. So I got to see them, plus many other bands, including Heart, Jason Bonham, Led Zeppelin Experience, and many, many more. But that's some of the things you didn't know about Dave, my love of going to concerts.